sin. I accept that forgiveness, I accept that payment, and now I'm yours. And when we go out a week later, and we gave in to the world in whatever nature it may be, whether it be not necessarily a habit, but say we start worrying about things too much. We start, we get in an argument with our parents, or our spouse, or our children, or we've been saved for a week and the kids are absolutely driving us crazy and just don't know how to take it, and you blow up one day and you're sitting back thinking, man, where have I been? Where did I go? Why am I like this now? How do we get to be more like Christ? How do we get to know God's mind? We went over that. How do we get the heart of God? How do we get the mind of Christ to the point that we are willing to to the point that there's evidence that we are there? There's one thing that we must do. And it's exactly the same thing we done when you got saved. You got to sell out. You got to say, okay, God, I've had enough of me. Because the Bible says to crucify ourselves daily. Now, do we honestly and truly do that? Can anybody in here say that I get up every morning and I know in my heart that I fully and 100% give myself to God? We should be. That's the only way that we're going to see the peace, the guidance, all those things we talked about, the fruits of the Spirit, is when we let the Spirit grow in us to the point that we know He's there and we know we're being used. Now, I told the kids this, I'm going to say this again today. When you fully surrender and say, here, okay, God, here I am. I've had enough of me. I've had enough of the battles. I've had enough of the arguing. I've had enough. Whatever it may be, you say, here I am, God. I'm giving all this junk to you, as you said, and now I want to be used of you. I want to be in the condition I was in before. I want to be closer to you. What is it that's got to be right here? Talked about the other week, back here in the class. What's got to be right here in order to make that happen? We can talk about it all day. You can nod your head and understand. But you've got to have what? You've got to have a desire. You've got to want it. You can't just say, yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I understand it. You have got to be to the point, as you were when you got saved, and say, okay, God, I've had enough. Now I want you in your fullest. And that, to me, is what is lacking in today's church. There's enough people in a group that says, I want to be used of God. I want to be sold out. I'm going to close with this. When you do that, when you are in the dead center of God's will for your life, how many of you can say that there's been a point in your life, whether it be a day, a week,